T formation passing. We're going to start with the Pro T screen L, which is the first pass play that you see there. So, way this is going to match up, you notice that right there you get the double, and then you also notice running back number 1 is coming out of the backfield, and guys typically will try to lead that play. That's a lot of times where the man is going to try and go on this play. He'll throw right there. So you're going to put your guy in a position that if he does try to lead him, that you're going to be right in front of it. So other thing to note is obviously you have a curl pass. You have to be careful about that guy. Watch for it. And of course you're going to see that's where the option is going to go. And then, of course, one thing you have to be careful about is when you get this play called. Didn't do it here. For some reason, I'm just showing you more defense. Throws it deep. Screw you, Kemp. I'm just going to get rid of this ball. If you get this play called, you're going to see that it's just an instant sack. Really nothing very interesting or fancy about that, but we'll show it just for the completeness. There. Oh, well, look at that. QB Brown's evaded it. Good for him. Most quarterbacks, that's an instant sack because he does a little hitch on that. We'll see if we can actually get him sacked this time. Yeah, well, okay. QB Brown's is too fast to get sacked, but most quarterbacks, that's going to be a sack. So let's go on to the second one, Pro T Flare D. It's a little bit more interesting. So you see the tight end comes in there. And then here, see if we can get the motion. Comes down. Again, it's kind of iffy. You'll notice that there is, the receiver does actually make a motion on this play. So he starts at the bottom right here. He comes up. He doesn't really. There, he's running a little bit. There we go. We got him. So he runs that corner 7 route, I believe is what it's normally called. But of course in this game there's no real cover 2, so it doesn't really do a whole lot except just make the passes inaccurate. Starts there, comes down, and then just becomes another angular throw. So what else we got here? We got wide receiver number 1. Now he's going to come down at some point. Yes, here we go. He starts his motion, unfortunately. Getting a little too greedy. QB Browns. Let's try to keep this play alive. Let's keep the drive alive. Here, notice you have the call safe receiver at tight end. Also, running backs number 1 and 2. We'll show that a little bit later on. Yeah, this distance is a little too quick. Now, one of the things to notice here is these guys will lead out. So you can really pin a guy if he winds up in that situation. Since we're close to the end zone, I'm going to go ahead and call play 3 right there. Gets the outlet, but not enough. Didn't come out quickly enough that he could be in there. Oops, missed that. But it's QB Brown, so it's a touchdown. Just cheese the CPU. So typically when you go to defend this play, most of the action is going to revolve around that tight end and then catching whichever one, hopefully not both, of the receivers will go out on the play. So here, call pass play. There you go, you got your 5 receiver look and the ball. In this case, CPU makes a good decision, puts the ball in the correct spot. Here again you see the guys open the middle and gets that play, and then you notice also the wide receiver number 1 is beginning to angle down. But typically it's not always. I mean, I think there are guys that will try to throw on those angles in a matchup, but you typically have to have a pretty decent matchup position for that one to really come out, because also it takes a lot of time. You got to hold the ball for a long time for that little trick when he goes to the post for that to actually come into play. So here and then, well, that was interesting. Anyway, nothing too insightful about these two T formation plays, but wanted to mention a little bit so you kind of understood a few of the basic ins and outs. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments and feedback, and I'll see you next time.